That was the worst cliffhanger of Tokyo Ghoul. That was downright the fucking worst cliffhanger. You end a chapter, Ishida. You end a chapter when we see the freaking torture room. Oh my god, we see the fucking torture room. We see Centipede. We see Centipede-kun. We see Centipede, and then you're telling me we see the Kagune come out of Sasaki, and you just see it fucking explode. It looks like a Renkaku, and it looks like it hasn't really solidified yet to where it can form the actual, type of arms and tentacles. So, yeah. Why would you do that to me? Why would you fucking end the chapter there? Like, oh my god. Okay, so, this chapter, a Tokyo Ghoul. Seriously, do you know what this chapter means? Oh my god, there's a couple of ways you can take this chapter. There is just about 2 ways you can really take this chapter. And it's a basic chapter. At the end of the day, the chapter is pretty basic. You have the fight with Serpent. Serpent beat the shit out of Ure, Shirazu, and Mutsuki. He's just kicking ass. As Serpent's just destroying. Okay? And you have it to where Ure is just being very selfish. He wants to get promotion. We see a little bit of his flashback. He's like, promotion, 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 promotion. And he doesn't even care about his allies that are probably gonna die by Serpent. So, yeah, Ure, once again, on my shit list. So, moving past that, we see Sasaki think of Kaneki. You can't deny that was fucking Kaneki. Did you see the mask? Go back to chapter 103 or 4. Look at Kaneki in that centipede mask. That's the exact mask that we just saw in this chapter. So, fuck yeah. Now, here's the different ways you could take this chapter. Let's talk about this. You can either take it as that Sasaki is thinking back to his Ghoul days and that he is Kaneki, but he's just trying to suppress his memories. There's different ways you can go about this. For instance, from what we can see from this bits of dialogue, is that Sasaki is aware that he has, like, something different with him. Like, he has, like, an essence of Kaneki inside of him, because you see, freaking Centipede Kaneki come up and put his freaking, like, hands on his shoulders, like, accept me, you should accept me, and stuff like that. And so, that entire scene reminds me of the Rize scene from the torture room. But, I want to go in deeper before anyone starts, talking about any different other theories. Okay, so, clearly from what we could see, Sasaki knows he has something different with him. He's definitely a different type of Ghoul, and so most likely he's actually something like Kaneki. Now, from what you can get from this is either he's trying to suppress and hold back his Ghoul self, for instance, the Centipede Kaneki, and he's aware of that he was once a Ghoul. That could be one of the possible theories, or he could have another split personality that came out of Kaneki. It could be another split personality that's split off from the Ghoul Kaneki and the regular human Kaneki, and he could have became the, Sasaki. He could have had another personality split off of him, since Kaneki does have personality disorders. For instance, we saw what happened when he was in the torture room. He had, like, his personality fucking break down, and he started seeing Rize as his other dual split personality. Well, with this, you can actually look at it as if maybe Sasaki is like another split personality off of Kaneki. But let's go in deeper. Now, some will probably argue with this theory, saying that most likely with this chapter, it confirms that maybe a part of Kaneki's Kakuho got transplanted inside of Sasaki, and that's not really Kaneki. For instance, Sasaki might not be confirmed Kaneki. He could just be like, how Kaneki was when he had the organs from Rize transferred inside of him. So that's one way you could take it also. But here is the reason why I don't think this overall aspect of the chapter is possible, like this theory is possible. Now, the reason why Kaneki envisioned Rize, and he had her talk like that, was because he kind of knew her. He knew what she kind of liked, he knew she loved books, different stuff like that. He knew more about her personality. He definitely did in the past. I remember the first chapter, he knew a little bit about her, and he was definitely admiring her, he wanted to go out with her, stuff like that. Well, with this chapter, for someone to actually see, like, an envision of, Centipede Kaneki, you would probably need to know that person really well. For instance, for Sasaki to think of, like, Kaneki inside of his mind, he would have to have been around Kaneki for a very, very long time. Like, he would have to be around him for months, probably, to try to learn his personality. And if Kaneki did die in the fight with Arima, then there is no possible way Sasaki ever met Kaneki. So you get what I'm saying here? For Sasaki to know what Kaneki looks like, you would have to have been around him for a very long time. But that is not the case, because for the course of Tokyo Ghoul, we never saw a person like Sasaki at all. We haven't. And it's not just that either. I mean, Sasaki was actually depicting Kaneki's mannerism. Like, for instance, he understood how Kaneki would act in his ghoul form. Like, that was exactly the personality of Kaneki that we all know and love. And so there is no way in fuck Sasaki will get that personality correct unless he's been around Kaneki enough in that form. So, clearly, either it's a split personality off of Kaneki, and he's trying to suppress his other selves, or it's Kaneki changed his name, and he's just wanting to stay away from being a ghoul, and he's probably trying to protect his friends, like Hinami, Nishiki, stuff like that. So that's where it could also point at. That's pretty much what this chapter does, because you can't deny at the end of the chapter, you see Sasaki cracking his fucking fingers. And the real reason why, Kaneki cracked his fingers was because of Jason torturing him, and he always cracked his fingers too, and he got that habit off of Jason. And with the ending of the chapter, you see Sasaki cracking his fingers, and I mean, the only way I could see why Sasaki would do this is if Kaneki was constantly doing it around him and probably tortured him. We know for a fact Kaneki wasn't around Sasaki to do that, so I mean, the question we have to wonder is, how did Sasaki get this, finger cracking? So it's all pointing to Sasaki almost 100% confirmed Kaneki. Like I said, it's pretty much fucking confirmed with this chapter, because, there's two different branches it can take, and I really am I kind of don't think the overall Kakuho being transferred into, Sasaki is actually going to be a good plausible theory, because like I said, Sasaki would have had to have been around Kaneki for a very long time. The overall theory with how Sasaki's probably another split personality, or he's probably suppressing his old self, that seems more possible. So, yes, I want to talk about something real quick. The artwork. Oh my fucking god. The artwork. Dude, Ishida, holy shit. The artwork at the end of this chapter. The final 2 pages, not the panels. The final 2 fucking pages. Dude, no. I want to take that back. The entire chapter. With Serpent, the way he looked, did you see the way Serpent's mask looked? I mean, that looks exactly like fucking Nishiki. Remember the picture I showed last week? That picture I showed on the screen? That looks like Nishiki's mask. That is fucking Nishiki. He was even talking like Nishiki. He was. He said shitty, that's disgusting and stuff. That's stuff Nishiki said at the beginning of Tokyo Ghoul. If you don't believe me, go back to the beginning of Tokyo Ghoul, and that's actually certain phrases that Serpent said in this chapter is what Nishiki said. So, that is like fucking Nishiki. That the mask and everything is Nishiki. That is 100%. You can't deny that. The speech patterns, the way he talks, the way he acted, that is Nishiki. Now, the question is, if that is Nishiki, and if Sasaki is Kaneki, what is going to happen? I mean, what is this Serpent dude, for instance, Nishiki probably, going to do when he finds out that this is fucking Kaneki? I mean, we gotta wonder that right now. So, yeah, chapter. Amazing fucking chapter. As always, when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul, great information. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Where do you think the theories will go? For instance, do you think the theory with the split personality with Sasaki suppressing himself is correct? Or do you feel like the organ transplants inside of Sasaki is correct? Let me know which theory you think is true. And if you have another theory, please express it in the comments down below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.